The 2024 Chery Tiggo 8 Pro Max arrives as the Chinese brand's new SUV flagship, at least for now, and is the first 7-seater to be offered in its Australian range. It's a direct shot at three-row mid-size SUVs like the Honda CR-V, Mitsubishi Outlander, and Nissan X-Trail, as well as slightly larger crossovers like the Hyundai Santa Fe, Kia Sorento, Skoda Kodiaq, and Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace. Like its smaller stablemates, the Tiggo 8 Pro Max aims to shake up the establishment with upmarket design and a high level of standard equipment for a sharp drive-away price. It also offers a powerful turbocharged powertrain that isn't matched by anything at the price point. Chery keeps reiterating it's here for a long time, not a good time, and continues expanding local development and tuning, and increasing its dealer footprint. It'll even launch an adventure-focused JQ sub-brand by year's end. With that said, the Omoda 5 launch in particular was marred with software complaints largely to do with driver assistance systems and some disjointed on-road behavior, forcing the brand to go back to the drawing board and release running changes. What is the Chery Tiggo 8 Pro Max like on the inside? Like the Omoda 5 and Tiggo 7 Pro before it, the Tiggo 8 Pro Max offers very upmarket cabin presentation that's clearly been inspired by luxury European brands like Mercedes-Benz. The overall design and layout has effectively been lifted out of the Australian market Tiggo 7 and adapted to the Tiggo 8's larger dimensions. Note the Tiggo 7 Pro is actually 2 mm wider according to Chery's specs, but over 200 mm shorter in length. It definitely feels a cut above something like a GWM Haval H6 or MG HS on first impression, though there are some indicators of its lower price point which, to be fair, is expected for the money. The upper sections of the dashboard and doors have a stitched effect leather-like trim that looks very much like the grained leatherette trimmings offered by luxury brands, though it's a little shiny and mismatched to the seat trims. Meanwhile, the dual 12.3-inch displays are nicely integrated and well-featured, with inbuilt satellite navigation, an intelligent Hey Chery voice assistant, as well as wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto all standard. The displays themselves are decent resolution, but the processing power is not quite so impressive. Occasionally, you'd find it lags while loading apps or menus, and the refresh rate on the instrument cluster wasn't always as quick as you'll find in some rivals. Further, the inbuilt navigation app has a loading screen labeled Turbo Dog, perhaps a fun name bestowed by software engineers. It's little things like these that with an added layer of polish could make Chery very competitive with some of the best in market. Despite this, the various views and menus for the digital cluster are pretty cool, including a full map view with minimized dials, a live driver assist feed that could have come out of a Tesla or BMW, as well as multiple layouts that can be as conventional or as new age as you like. Not bad. Wireless Apple CarPlay worked well once we connected, though our limited time with the car meant we couldn't gauge more long-term usability and reliability. Same goes for the intelligent, but not net-connected, voice assistant, activated by pressing the little cartoon circle with eyes or saying, "Hey Chery." I attempted a couple of prompts like "open the sunroof" and "I'm cold," to which the car replied with an open sunroof and an increased climate control temperature respectively. However, saying "Hey Chery" didn't always work. Poke and prod around and you can really see the Mercedes-Benz influence, right down to the window switches and starter button that look like they've been lifted from the old GLC. Even the speaker grills look like the Burmester covers used in various Mercedes models, though without the Burmester script and not quite as metal-like in feel. Unlike the Tiggo 7, the Tiggo 8 has a matching wood effect panel across the dashboard that matches the center console, though the interesting textured plastic in the doors remains. The infotainment display was also very susceptible to fingerprint marks. Build quality feels pretty solid overall, though one of the Ultimates we drove on the launch had an annoying rattle in the sunroof fitting. The switchgear all has a clicky feel to it like some luxury brands, and I really love the look and feel of the steering wheel. It's a very clean and upmarket design with a quality feel and user-friendly switchgear, though the toggle switches don't move up and down like you might initially expect. The second row benefits from a 40mm increase in wheelbase over the Tiggo 7 Pro, courtesy of the stretched platform. At just over 6 feet 1 inch, I had plenty of room behind my preferred driving position, even with the huge panoramic sunroof fitted to the flagship Ultimate. 2 full-sized adults will be more than happy back there, and 3 could fit at a pinch. You get rear air vents but no separate climate controls, though the third row gets vents and separate fan controls, and there's both USB-A and USB-C charge ports at the rear of the console. There's also a folding center armrest with cup holders, as well as ISOFIX and top tether points for child seats. The third row perhaps won't put a Kia Sorento or Hyundai Palisade on notice, but against a Mitsubishi Outlander or Nissan X-Trail, it's a cut above. I pulled up the rear chairs, and after sliding the second row forward slightly to allow for my leggy frame, I was pleasantly surprised at the space. Smaller adults could sit here for short journeys just fine, and kids will be even better back here. I'd go as far to say it's better than the current Skoda Kodiaq and Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace. Props. The Tiggo 8 Pro Max offers between 117L and 739L of boot space in 7 and 5-seat configurations, see table below, though the seats don't all fold completely flat. It's a small detail, but worth mentioning. What's under the bonnet? Just one powertrain is available at launch, with the choice of front or all-wheel drive depending on variant. You'll notice the 390T badge on the tailgate doesn't correlate to any of the drivetrain specs shown here. That's because that's the badge that adorns South African models with a 390 Nm version of the drivetrain, and the local arm hasn't bothered to remove them. Weird. Chery Australia says it's also working on bringing the Tiggo 8 Pro Max plug-in hybrid, which teams a 1.5-liter turbo petrol engine with dual electric motors and a 19.27 kWh ternary lithium battery. System outputs are 240 kilowatts and 545 Nm, with EV range quoted at 80 km on the more lenient WLTC cycle. This PHEV drivetrain will likely debut in Australia with the smaller Tiggo 7 Pro plug-in hybrid first, the company says. I'll also note fuel efficiency. The Tiggo 8 Pro Max got mighty close to its advertised claim, carrying 2 passengers and luggage on board, with road conditions including highways, spirited driving on B roads, as well as stop-start urban driving.
9. Received the Motor Week Driver's Choice Best EV Award for 2024. Last year, the 2023 Kia F6 also received the